Have you ever wondered how the Amish manage to grow such lush, abundant gardens without chemicals or high-tech gadgets? Their secret lies in generations-old wisdom, simple natural methods that still work wonders today. These time-tested techniques might just change how you garden forever. One of their most brilliant methods? The Three Sisters planting system, an ancient Native American tradition the Amish still use. Corn, beans, and squash grow together in harmony. First, they plant corn in small soil mounds. When the stalks rise a few inches, bean seeds go in. The beans climb the corn like nature's scaffolding, feeding the soil with nitrogen. A week later, squash is added around the base. Its broad leaves blanket the ground, keeping weeds out and moisture in. No trellises, fewer pests, and up to 20% more food from the same space. To do it right, plant 4 corn seeds in a square, 6 beans in a ring around them, and 3 squash seeds on the edge. Heirloom varieties work best, like Stahl's evergreen corn or Boston marrow squash. Now here's a secret most gardeners overlook: the moon. Amish farmers plant by its phases. When the moon waxes, its pull draws moisture up, ideal for leafy crops. When it wanes, roots grow stronger underground. Leafy greens thrive just before a full moon. Root veggies go in as the moon fades. It's all about working with nature's rhythm. As one Amish elder said, the plants already know when to grow. The moon tells them. We just need to listen. And what about pests? Instead of sprays, Amish gardens overflow with flowers and herbs. Marigolds repel soil pests and confuse insects with their scent. Nasturtiums lure aphids away. Basil not only makes tomatoes taste better, it fends off hornworms. They even plant insectary strips full of fennel and cosmos to attract ladybugs and parasitic wasps, nature's own pest patrol. Some gardens see 60% less pest damage this way. For a powerful plant boost, they make compost tea. Aged compost is soaked in water with molasses, stirring or bubbling it for a day or two. The result? A rich, earthy tonic full of microbes that strengthen plants, help them resist disease, and nourish them naturally. No chemicals needed. To keep their gardens productive all season long, the Amish rely on succession planting. As one crop finishes, another begins. Spring lettuce gives way to summer beans, followed by fall spinach, all in the same space. Fast growers like radishes fill the gaps. With good planning, they can triple their harvest compared to a single planting. Some plots yield over 800 pounds of food per season from just a small patch of land. This isn't just gardening, it's a philosophy of harmony with nature, passed from hand to hand, season to season. And if you're curious to dive deeper into forgotten food preservation techniques and old-world superfoods, there's a book by Claude Davis, filled with wisdom from crisis times like the Great Depression. It's the only product we ever mention, because we believe this knowledge must be preserved for future generations. Nicole Pillion also shares powerful herbal remedies in her book, available in the same store. Ever wonder how the Amish manage to keep their gardens so rich and alive, without compost bins or fancy fertilizers? One of their simplest secrets is trench composting. Instead of piling up scraps, they dig a shallow trench right in the garden, fill it with kitchen waste, like coffee grounds and veggie peels, then cover it with soil. Over time, the earth does its quiet work, breaking everything down into nutrients exactly where future plants will need them. By spring, it's like planting into a treasure chest of nutrients. Another trick the Amish swear by? Growing upward. In small spaces, they build trellises and cages from saplings and fallen branches. Beans spiral up handmade teepees, cucumbers climb wooden A-frames, and tomatoes reach for the sky. This not only saves space, it triples yields and keeps plants healthier by improving airflow and sunlight exposure. When it comes to understanding their soil, Amish gardeners rely on simple, old-world tests. Fill a jar with soil and water. Watch it settle into layers of sand, silt, and clay. Dig a square-foot hole and count earthworms. More worms mean better soil. And using vinegar and baking soda, they can even test pH levels. Their methods are low-tech, but surprisingly accurate. Storing food through winter without a fridge? The Amish do it with root cellars. These cool, humid spaces, sometimes just closets or well-insulated boxes, preserve potatoes, squash, carrots, and more for months. They bury root veggies in damp sand, separate apples from onions, and never wash anything before storing. It's not just storage, it's a science of balance between temperature, humidity, and old-fashioned wisdom. To keep weeds at bay, the Amish don't rely on chemicals. Instead, they lay down sheets of newspaper, then cover it with straw or leaves. It blocks weeds, keeps moisture in, and breaks down into rich compost. For pathways, they use cardboard and wood chips, creating weed-free zones that last for years. Gentle on the earth and the back. You won't hear noisy machines in an Amish garden. Just the whisper of sharpened hoes, used with swift, efficient movements. They scuffle weeds just beneath the surface instead of chopping deep, and they treat their tools like trusted companions, oiling wooden handles and sharpening edges. Every motion is intentional, even ergonomic, allowing older gardeners to work for hours without strain. Seed starting is equally thoughtful. Amish growers collect soil from the forest floor, rich in natural fungi, and blend it with aged compost, coarse sand, and finely crushed charcoal. These humble ingredients create the perfect mix for healthy seedlings. And in true Amish fashion, they often plant those seeds in eggshells, tiny, biodegradable pots that go straight into the earth. These time-tested techniques aren't just practical, they're a philosophy. A quiet partnership with the land, guided by observation, patience, and deep respect. In a world full of shortcuts, the Amish show us the power of doing things the old way, slow, steady, and in harmony with nature. Ever seen a newspaper cup turn into a garden? Amish growers do just that, folding paper into seed starters, or even using citrus peels as tiny plant pots. No electric heating mats here, just a warm wood stove or sunny windows with white-painted walls to reflect every precious ray. Store-bought seed mix can cost a fortune, but the Amish make their own for pennies. That's 90% in savings. And while most gardeners pack it up when frost looms, the Amish keep growing. How? With non-electric ingenuity. Some communities use cold frames, simple wooden boxes with old window tops angled toward the sun. These mini greenhouses trap warmth, keeping soil up to 15 degrees Fahrenheit hotter than outside. Others stick to nature's method, deep mulching. Thick layers of straw cover hardy greens, shielding them from freezing temps while feeding the soil. One elderly grower said it best, timing is everything. They plant fall crops exactly 12 weeks before frost, so everything matures just in time. Over generations, Amish farmers have saved seeds from plants that thrive in harsh weather. They even use a trick called banking, mounding mulch around plants like kale to keep them cozy well into winter. And those south-facing stone walls, they soak up sun by day and radiate heat by night. Instead of battling nature with tech, Amish gardeners move with the seasons. Their methods cost almost nothing, demand little maintenance, and often improve the soil. Using these techniques, many harvest fresh veggies 8 to 10 weeks longer than most gardeners, some even through the whole winter. Seed saving is sacred to the Amish. They tag standout plants, those that sprout early, resist disease, or taste sweetest, and save seeds from these winners. Year after year, they build stronger, more resilient varieties tailored to their land. They know timing matters, letting seeds mature fully on the plant, tomatoes ripen deep red, peas dry right on the vine, lettuce bolts into tall seed stalks. On dry days, they carefully collect and clean each seed, following old methods, fermenting tomatoes, shaking dry beans, air-drying squash seeds on mesh screens in shady spots. To avoid cross-pollination, families isolate crops, just one corn variety per season. Squash grows at opposite ends of the property. Neighbors even coordinate who grows what. Seeds are labeled, stored in glass jars with powdered milk for moisture control, and tucked away in cool root cellars. Some seeds dating back 300 years, carried from Europe, along with their stories. On the waterfront, Amish farms shine. Rainwater from rooftops flows into hand-built cedar barrels. 1 inch of rain on a small roof yields over 600 gallons. Gravity moves the water through spigots and channels, guiding it exactly where it's needed. No electricity, just smart design. They water deeply, but only once a week. Plants grow stronger roots, reaching deep for moisture. For young plants, they use olapots, unglazed clay buried in soil. Water slowly seeps right to the roots, cutting water use by up to 70%. In 2012, while neighboring farms struggled in drought, Amish gardens thrived, producing with just a third the water. Even when fungi threaten, Amish gardens stay clean. Instead of spraying chemicals, they give each plant space, 3 feet for tomatoes. Wide gaps let air circulate, drying leaves quickly. They water at the base, not from above, and always in the morning. They even fight mildew with milk, spraying a mix of milk and water weekly. It's surprisingly effective, with studies showing a 90% reduction in powdery mildew. Pruning low branches and adding aromatic herbs like thyme and oregano adds another layer of defense. Rich, healthy soil does the rest. One old Amish gardener shared another secret: plants predict the weather. Pine cones close before rain. Morning glories and dandelions shut tight ahead of storms. Chickweed and clover signal frost with their folded leaves. Even maples flip their leaves before heavy rain. Turns out, watching plants might be more accurate than a smartphone app. Studies show these natural signs predict weather correctly 85% of the time. Sometimes Amish gardeners outdo even local weather reports, not because they have high-tech tools, but because their survival depends on reading the sky. As one elder gardener put it, we have more to lose than the weatherman. That instinct for what's coming shapes everything, including how they use animals not as pests, but as partners. Picture chickens wandering between cabbage rows, rabbits living above garden beds, and ducks patrolling strawberry patches for slugs. This isn't random. It's a finely tuned system where every creature plays a role. Over generations, the Amish have crafted gardens that yield both vegetables and meat side by side. One of their cleverest tools? The mobile chicken tractor. It's a simple, floorless pen moved daily across the garden. The chickens do it all: eat bugs, scratch up weeds, drop fertilizer, and then move along, leaving richer soil behind. After pea or bean harvests, they're sent in to clean up leftovers, finding up to 30% of their own food while prepping the area for the next planting. Garden rotations often follow the chickens' rhythm. As they scratch and peck, they till the soil, clear pests, and dramatically reduce weed problems by up to 85%. Rabbits get their own smart setup. Their hutches are placed over compost piles, so droppings fall directly into future fertilizer. In return, the compost's warmth keeps the rabbits cozy in winter. Ducks have their specialty too. While chickens might tear up young seedlings, ducks gently patrol gardens without harm, especially effective against slugs. 2 ducks can clear a 2,000 square foot garden in a single season, no chemicals needed. One Amish farmer joked, "My ducks work harder than I do and never ask for anything but a pond." Bees round out the system. Rather than relying on a single hive, the Amish scatter small ones throughout the garden. The result? Better pollination, bigger fruit harvests, and sweet honey on the side. This all runs like clockwork. Animals rotate on tight schedules to avoid damage. Rabbits' manure is aged before use. Wide garden paths allow easy movement of animals, and fencing helps direct them to the right spots. When it comes to preserving the harvest, The Amish don't use freezers or gadgets. They sun-dry fruits and vegetables on clean screens, capturing the warmth of the day and cool of the night to lock in flavor. In cloudy regions, food dries in wooden cabinets placed near wood stoves. No extra energy required. Salt and fermentation play their part too. Lacto-fermented beans turn into tangy dilly beans that last all winter. Root cellars are arranged by temperature, cool bottoms for carrots and beets, middle shelves for apples, warmer top shelves for onions. Everything is placed for maximum shelf life, no electricity needed. Recipes passed down for generations turn herbs into vinegars, fruits into slow-cooked butters, and vegetables into vibrant chutneys. These aren't just survival tactics, they're acts of community. Families often gather to preserve together, turning hard work into shared joy. One big session of tomato processing becomes a social event with lasting rewards. Financially, this adds up too. An Amish family can save around $1,200 a year by preserving their own food. But more importantly, they stay connected to their garden year-round. Even the layout of the garden is designed for daily life, not just neat rows. Herbs sit by the kitchen door for easy access. Salad greens and snack crops are nearby. Outward from the home, crops are placed by how often they're harvested, from daily to once a season. It's not random, it's efficient. Paths are wide enough for wheelbarrows, but narrow enough not to waste growing space. Materials change by use. Wood chips for heavy traffic, straw for light use. Trellises and tall crops go along the north edge so they don't block sunlight. Water barrels are central, with thirsty crops nearby and drought-tolerant ones further out. Even tool storage is smart. Small sets of tools are stashed near different parts of the garden, saving countless steps. And tucked into larger gardens, rest spots offer a moment to sit and breathe, turning chores into calm, satisfying work. The Amish show us that you don't need fancy tools or chemicals, just thoughtful design, animal allies, and a deep connection to the land. Try a few of these ideas. You might be surprised how much more your garden gives back.